I was so excited to take my first set of pictures with the Nikon FE2, and it was a gift camera. I think you may or may not have seen a video I put up. I'll link it here of me going through some of the features and how I set it up. I'm not an expert, but I just thought it might help somebody. And this is the film I used, the Kodak Color Plus 200 color negative film. And I brought it to this place, Hunt's Photo and Video, and they sent it out to Goss Photo, and it's a wonderful facility. And Hunt's is also reasonable. They said I could go there straight, which is not too far away from the one I went to, or I could bring it to them and they'll send it out, and this cost is the same. I don't know how much more reasonable you could get. And when I sent the film out, they sent back the negatives, uploaded it to USB, and I got all the prints right here. You paid per print for what came out. I'm surprised that all of these came out. There's a little collage here also. So as you've seen a little bit, you'll have I'll put the digital versions of these on the screen, and I'm very happy with how they turned out. I think it's a good value. So on here I had the 50mm f1.8 Nikon lens and nothing else, and a film. All right, I've arranged the pictures from my most favorite to least favorite, or from 5-star to 1-star. So I'll start with the best ones. And this one I took at the top of a park, and I saw this gentleman taking pictures, and I thought it would have looked good if the sky was if I exposed for the highlights, and he was just silhouette, and it turned out just like I imagined, which I was surprised at. Very, very surprised. And he actually asked for a copy of this, so I'll give it to him as soon as I get a chance. I wish I had gone closer, so then I would have gotten his tripod. He does have a tripod, and he's taking pictures. He's an amateur photographer, according to him, and not that I'm a professional in any way, but this is what he says. And so I wish I'd gotten his tripod in the shot. In any case, I liked how that turned out. This is the one I liked how it turned out. Actually, I cropped it a little bit just now. This is how, let me put this back. This is how it was originally captured. And there are no other edits on here. And I wish I had cropped it in as how it was just now. I wish I had gone in some more, but I used the timer on here and then just ran over to where my kid was sitting and got the picture. The camera did the work. I like how that turned out though. I liked how it turned out. The next one I like was this one at the same spot of the mountain, or hill I should say, and that's the skyline in the background. A little overexposed for her face. I could have stopped the aperture down a little bit, but I still liked it. This one I didn't mind how it turned out either. I did intentionally include a tree in here, but maybe I could have stepped back a little bit so I didn't cut off the side of the building over here on the left. I can edit this a little bit. Let me try that and drop the exposure, maybe just like that. Drop the highlights, increase the contrast, drop the shadows, and then maybe if I added some color to the green, let me see if I can. Let's do that. Let's add some color, see what that does. Some saturation. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. And then yeah, it's not too bad. All right, and this one I didn't mind because I like how the sun was behind here. The intent was to get a little bit of sun stars, but it didn't work out. But you can see the reflection of the water. I like how that looked. And right now it looked like, in my view, a picture that was taken 30 years ago. And I like this look. I get the appeal. I like it. This one was pretty cool. My daughter took the camera to mimic this shot. So I took this one first of her, and I had it on some distance away, not really some distance, maybe 2 meters away, 2.5 meters away, and I focused it and I just shifted it. She took it where she sat where I sat, and I sat where she sat, and we took each other's picture. I closed my eyes like a goofball, but hers is much better. I think this is the best of the lot. Best of the lot. Sharpest picture. It just looks real cool. All right. And this one was also pretty good because I didn't care so much about the sky, but the sun was setting behind the geese over here. And this one was looking at me the whole time. And I like the look of this. This one, I was so happy that this gentleman agreed for me to take his picture. He actually wanted a copy of it, but he hasn't emailed me yet. So if you're watching this, which I don't know if anybody will watch this, but if you are, you can always put a comment or something, or you have my email, you can just email me. That's the best way. And you can get a copy of this digitally and the actual print. I like how this turned out. It really looks like an old picture that was taken many, many years ago. And this one, I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. I wish I had gotten down lower. So instead of looking down at the swan, I would have been looking across at it. And maybe crop it in even more. So this is how it was. This is how it was. Let me put how it originally was. That's how it originally was taken. And I wish I had cropped it in something like that. Yeah, something like that. I think so. This is another one I didn't mind because the sun was setting on the day you could see the glare of the sun across the water. And as the geese were coming up, it wasn't in line with them, but I liked how it looked. And I'm not too dissatisfied with this at all. Let me reset this. And that's how it was originally captured. I actually prefer that. And here I made an error. I was trying to set a timed picture, but I pushed the timer lever the wrong way, and so it was taking the picture, right away. So I would focus it and then run over, and then I waited, and it took the picture already. And I tried it twice, and I thought, let me not waste any more pictures, so I stopped. But at least the bench is sharp, an empty bench. This one I was also happy with because it was a picture of this dog. I asked this gentleman's permission to take a picture of the dog. I wish I had gotten down lower so I'd been more in line with the dog's eyes rather than shooting a little down. But aside from that, I think it's a good picture. All right, this one's pretty cool. I was testing out how blurry the background is going to be, and I was deliberately focusing on this headstone here. And the sun was over here to the right, so I used my glove as a lens hood to hopefully not lose too much contrast. Now, what I understand with these cameras is that what you see through the viewfinder is less of a field of view than what you would actually get on the film. And this is exactly the case because I did not see my hand. My hand was not in the viewfinder, but clearly it was captured on film. So it's a wider area than what you would see in the viewfinder. Still, I think it's a good enough first attempt with film. This one is also pretty good. Composition is, I think, a little garbage, in my view. And the intent was to get a line of headstones and then the flagpole. I couldn't decide on the flagpole or the headstone, but I thought the flagpole was more interesting. So what I could have done differently is, now that I think about it, is shift from this row of headstones to this one and then have the flag in the background, or shoot at an angle diagonally at the flag. I think that would have been a more interesting picture. I think so. And this one I like because I wanted to see if I could capture as much color as possible on this film. And it got the brick building, it got the different color flags and the blue sky. So it achieves its purpose, I guess. There's an ever-present artifact on all the images. I'm not sure what that's about. It could be light leaks, I'm not sure. I'll have to ask them. This one I'm also very proud of because I deliberately got sun stars, which is cool. So I stopped down the aperture and I was still able to expose I got a good detail on this little monument here. And I liked how that turned out. I really do. If I try to edit this, let me see what Lightroom would do. Not much, really. I like that. I do like that. If I drop the shadows, nope, leave that. Drop the blacks. Okay, maybe it's a little better. Yeah. Increase the contrast. Nope, let's leave that. Alright, that's better, I guess. I like the composition though. It's pretty cool. Alright, this is the first one I took outside. I was very happy with this one too. Not because it's a great composition, but because I was excited to see how much detail I could get with this lens and camera combination. And this is a lot of detail. And I was standing maybe, I'm gonna say 50 meters from the church door. Yeah, maybe 50 meters. Alright, and that's where the 5-star ends. If you're not interested in what I deem to be garbage pictures, you can stop right now. Alright, so here are the ones that I'm not so proud of. Obviously, not because my kid is here or myself, but because the composition is garbage. Not sure why I would leave this railing in here. Alright, so this, I set it on a rock wall where I set the camera down on a rock wall and then focused on my kid and then set the timer and then ran over with the intent of it capturing us. But the composition is garbage, for sure. If I try to edit this, I couldn't get much detail back in the skies. Not really. Drop the highlights a little bit. Yeah, I guess so. There's that artifact again. I wonder what that is. Another garbage picture. At least the sky looks pretty. Alright, here I wanted to get some sun stars of the sun that's sitting behind this museum. But it didn't work out because as I stopped the aperture down, then I would lose all the detail in the shadows. I can't regain that, I don't think. Nope, it's not gonna work. And that's that. And the more I fiddled, the sun was racing to set, so you know. Alright, same thing, failed at it. And this one I was trying to get the birds in flight. I don't know why I would even attempt this with this kind of camera. But the one that looks good, or looks the best, would either be this one here, or this one. But you would imagine, it's so late right now. Whenever I think I would get a good picture, then, or a good framing, the bird would be out of the frame. So in any case, I'm glad I tried it. I'm pretty sure with practice I could get it. Not sure why I would even do that if I have a digital camera to do it with. And this one here is just a picture I snapped. And the reason it's 1 star is because there's no obvious subject. Now on the day it looked beautiful. I mean, it's a pond, it's birds, it's sunset. It's gonna be a beautiful day. But it's not clear to anybody who's looking at this what is being captured. What is the point? What's the story? Nothing really. All right. And this one I missed focus. This is why I have it as 1 star. The scene would have been good. And this is what you can see here is the backrest of a bench. So that's also distracting. So let's move that a little bit. I moved that, and I had time. It's not like she was an animal that was moving away. She would just stay there and just wait 14 more seconds for me to get the framing right. I would have gotten it. And yeah, so that's not great at all. All right. And then this one is of a friend of mine. It's not 1 star because of anything except the picture says bad quality. Now looking back at it, I could see this being something that's interesting 30 years ago, or if it was an old picture. But it's not a bad picture actually, not really. If someone found this, like the other day I found some pictures of my father. I didn't even know he was a photographer. And there's a lot to be learned from these pictures. So someone could look around the room and think, oh, there's a lot of stuff here. What's all this mean? What's this mean? Who wears glasses? What's this book? Is it the Bible? What's over here? That's the thing when someone say a picture's worth 1,000 words. That's what I get from it, from looking at old pictures. A lot to be learned. I don't know about these days because it's 1,000 pictures for each word, I guess. In any case, I don't think this is a terrible picture. I don't think so. What could I have done differently? I was sufficiently down on her level, so I wasn't looking at her. Maybe I could have gotten closer. I don't think I needed to get this much of this bench or these weights over here. All right. And then this is the same gentleman I got a picture of here, except this is the first attempt at it. So he's now, the sun is on his face. This should have been the better of the two pictures. This should have been the better of the two pictures. However, I was so happy and eager to take the picture that I didn't take my time to make sure I had the right shutter speed and so on, you know, but it's okay. This one looked better on the day. I thought it would have come out better because I was happy that I got the bird properly focused, but there must have been some camera shake, which is what it is. All right, and this one I had two geese and a swan, and again it's not clear what. Oh, you know what I was trying to get? I was trying to get this swan way out here, but it was too far for this camera to capture it. Too far. So this is what it looked like when it was originally captured. And there's not enough. There's too much going on. There's cars going by. Is it this bird? Is it this bird? Is it this bird? Or is it that blob over there? Is it the sun? Is it the sky? Not clear what the story is. Too much in there. Not enough useful information. Same thing with this one. Not clear what the point of the picture is. All right, this is the early days because for me the first few frames that were taken with this camera. So my kid took this picture, and we're still learning about the camera at the time. And then I took this picture. I think I took this picture first. I'm not quite sure. This is a little bit better, but not quite sure. It looks like there's some camera shake with this one too. I really got to figure out what this crimp is. If it's on the second row, then I have to do something about it. All right, and then this one is probably the second picture I took with this, where I used the timer on the camera and I manually focus on where I think the camera would catch me. You can kind of see it over here. Well, maybe. I use this as a guide for where the focal plane should be, and then I just ran over here. But it's a garbage picture, framing and everything. I was just testing it out. This is maybe the first picture I took with this of the ceiling lamp, ceiling fan and light. I like how the lights look, but aside from that, nothing else about this picture is good. But did I enjoy myself with this camera? Absolutely. I might even try to get a second one as backup. All right, that's a lot.